What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Kari, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. Y'all can't even see me with this. Let me turn this hat around for once, because I don't even think y'all can see my face. Normally, this is the part of the video where I have the box in my hand, and I give you guys a short introduction about the sneaker that we're going to see. But that's part of what makes this video fun today. There is no box, even though there was supposed to be one. Today, we're taking an early look at a women's Air Jordan 1 that I think the men are gonna like, but has a story that might change your mind. Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the women's Air Jordan 1 Starfish. Now, this sneaker is gonna get some very interesting responses, and the reason for that is because I'm a realist. I know that there are a lot of people that watch these videos and they're gonna see that I have an early sneaker without a box, and they're automatically gonna start doing that thing that they do when they start saying that the sneakers are fakes. But that's part of what makes this video very interesting. These sneakers, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as GOAT is concerned, are not fakes, but they played me hard. We're gonna talk about that after we take a look at the sneaker and we discuss the inspiration behind the sneaker, because despite these sneakers not having a box, they are pretty dope to me and they have a fly story. Let's get into it. All right, starting with the upper of the shoe, it's an Air Jordan 1 silhouette. Nothing different about the silhouette in and of itself. However, the colors, that's really what's popping out. That's really what makes this different. Not just the colors, but the materials themselves. Let's talk about this orange leather and how nice it is. Not gonna lie, it's more tumbled than I thought that it would be, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The leather is very soft, orange leather going around the collar of the shoe, around the heel, down the eyelets, on the mud guards, and around the toe box. Now, another really interesting thing to note as well is on the lateral and medial side of this shoe, you have this extra stitch here, which I find very interesting. I think I have an idea for that, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But very interesting. Normally, we don't see that little extra stitch here on the mud guard of the shoe. Now, besides that orange leather, you're gonna get white leather on the quarter panels of this shoe, extending to the heel of the shoe as well. Honestly, the white leather, pretty mid, nothing really to write home about, but the orange swoosh leather, again, matches the rest of the orange leather, very nice. Now, above that, this brown leather, let's talk about that a little bit as well. Good leather. You guys can see how it's kind of folded in there. It's nice, it's soft to the touch. I'm not mad at it. A different consistency than the orange leather, but it's still nice in its own right. Not as cheap, in my opinion, as the white leather on the quarter panel. That being said, let's take a top-down look at this sneaker as well. Orange laces, but the toe box leather is actually pretty nice. Now, my question to myself has been like, is the leather on the quarter panels the same as the leather on the toe box? I don't know. Maybe it's the same, but it just feels like on the toe box, you guys see how it folds in a little bit better. It just seems like it's a little higher quality. I don't want to say it's two different leathers on the quarter panel and the toe box. They're both white, but it does feel like the toe box leather is a little nicer than the leather on the quarter panels. Maybe it's the way that it's treated. Maybe I'm just crazy. Now, moving up from there, you actually get this sail colored tongue here. And this is where the sneaker starts getting interesting. You also have that orange Nike Air OG Air Jordan 1 tag as well. Going back to the midsole to match the tongue, you also have a sail colored midsole as well. That's complemented with an orange outsole, and on the insole of the shoe, white insole with that orange Nike Air emblem on the heel. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the women's Air Jordan 1 Starfish. Now again, it's a pretty simple sneaker in terms of the colors and in terms of the design. Simple silhouette, simple colors. Some people are calling it Cleveland Browns colors, but that's actually not the inspiration for this sneaker. Let me break down the inspiration, then we'll talk about where things kind of went off the rails. Because this is a women's Air Jordan 1, there's no secret that women have been getting heat. I said this previously, and I'm gonna say it again. Women have been getting the best Air Jordan drops all 2022. I'm sorry, you can debate anybody you want to debate, but don't debate me, because women have been getting crazy heat lately, and it continues with this sneaker here. However, the stories behind the women's Air Jordan drops, especially the women's Air Jordan 1 drops, have been so thoughtful. They've really been geared towards women's specific narratives, things that women tend to be really invested and interested in, things that women like to be stylish with, but they also like to throw on a fly pair of sneakers as well, and this one is no different. This sneaker is modeled after a purse. To be more specific, a very famous bag, a very expensive bag by the brand Hermes. If you guys aren't familiar with Hermes as a company, they are one of the premier luxury fashion houses. Any celebrity that you can possibly think of probably has some kind of Hermes in their collection, be it an outfit, a gown, a tuxedo. In my case, I actually have a couple of Hermes neckties as well, so they have everything, but their most popular item is probably their belts that have been counterfeited a lot like a lot of their other items that feature a big H on the buckle. That's right, that belt that you saw that dude wearing with that big H on it, it's supposed to be an Hermes belt, but there's a good chance that it's a fake. But let's get back to the inspiration behind this sneaker. Now, this sneaker in particular is made to model after what's known as a Birkin bag. I'm gonna take you back to 1984. Jean-Louis Dumas, who at the time was the chairman and creative director of Hermes, was on an airplane with a very famous French actress named Jane Birkin. He noticed that Jane Birkin was having some trouble with her bag because she was a person, again, of influence, a very famous actress, so she liked higher quality items, but her bag was having issues. Things were falling out of it. She was having so many problems with keeping things in her bag. They struck up a conversation about how she wanted something that was quality, something that was high class, but something that could also just keep her things the way that they need to be kept. Jean-Louis took that idea and ended up creating what's known as the Birkin bag. Now, the Birkin bag has been a status symbol for the rich and famous for quite some time, ever since it debuted. Literally to this day, there are a lot of celebrities that may not even know where the origin came from. All they know is that Birkin bags from Hermes are very expensive and they are a huge symbol that you got a lot of money. Those bags range between $10,000 all the way up to $500,000 depending on the materials that they're using to create these handmade luxury bags. Now, speaking of materials, it's interesting because Jane Birkin actually requested that Hermes take her name off of the bag, calling it the Birkin bag, because of the affiliation with the animal skins that they were using that brands like PETA and other animal rights organizations really didn't like. She actually asked the brand to take her name off of the Birkin bag and call it something different, but the Birkin bag had so much value and power behind its name recognition, they said no. Hermes was basically like, tough, you just gotta deal with it because you didn't really do anything or sign anything to make us stop calling it the Birkin, so it's still called the Birkin. Now, Hermes' trademark color is orange, and so that's the inspiration behind the orange in this shoe. But it goes a little bit deeper with these brown hits here. When I saw one of the senior designers from Jordan brand, Kim Jabby, shout to Kim first of all for being the mastermind behind these, the Around the Way girls, and a ton of other sneakers that have been dropping this year. But when she put on her Instagram story that it was after the Birkin, my mind started thinking to myself, I wonder exactly which Birkin this is talking about, and I think I found it. I believe that this sneaker is fashioned specifically after the Hermes Birkin To Go 35 limited edition in orange and brown. That bag features the right combination of the brown along with the orange. Now, there are other Hermes bags that do incorporate brown as well, so maybe it was just looking at some of those other Hermes bags, but this one just featured just the right kind of hit of brown, kind of hidden away with this predominant orange all over the bag, and a little bit of the cream mix in there as well, that I felt like maybe it was that bag specifically. Whether or not this sneaker was designed specifically after that bag or another bag, you're looking at a sneaker that was designed to look like a purse. And so I'm gonna say it again. If I have said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Fellas, can we please let the ladies have these? Like, I feel like at this point, I gotta beg you guys to let women have things that are made specifically for them. Reportedly, there's no extended sizes in these. These are supposed to be strictly for the ladies to be able to rock with those Birkin bags if y'all are rich enough to have one, or if you don't have one, to still dress it up with a fly outfit. Fellas, these aren't for us. Now, I understand a lot of people say, screw it, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, I'm gonna wear that sneaker in its orange and brown goodness, and I'm gonna enjoy it, Kari, and there's nothing you can tell me about it. Hey, peace on that. I'm not mad at that. My job is to tell you guys what this sneaker was specifically envisioned for, and to let you guys do whatever you do with that information. So that's the backstory on this sneaker. Now, let me tell you guys about why these sneakers don't have a box. These sneakers came specifically from GOAT. As a matter of fact, this is still the GOAT sticker that came in the box, and the little punch card that even indicates that the box was in good condition, just like it was when I actually saw the listing and bought the sneaker for an undisclosed amount of money to be able to show them to you guys early. I even hit instant ship to be able to get these sneakers even faster, to be able to show you guys an authentic pair, because up to this point, the only pairs that I've been seeing on YouTube have been totally fake pairs. No disrespect to the replica community, I know that there's one out there, and I know that you guys really like doing replica reviews and getting gifted your sneakers. I don't dabble in that. Again, if you guys go back and look at the Sapphire 7 videos, I already explained the patent breads and the yellow toes. I'm not doing it again here. So when I ordered the shoes, I was actually excited to be able to see what the box looked like, because I hadn't really seen an authentic pair with an authentic box and authentic accessories to this day. However, when they came in this box with a bunch of paper in it, and that's it. just the shoes, no box at all. So naturally, I did what we all do when we have a problem with GOAT. I took it to Twitter. Now, thankfully to the community on Twitter, the incredible sneaker community on Twitter, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter at SneakerPhetish, you probably want to do that. We were able to get GOAT's attention, and thankfully GOAT remedied the issue very quickly. They offered me a full return, they offered me a full refund, and they even gave me a $40 site credit to use in the future on GOAT as well. So again, thank you everybody that helped to amplify what happened here, because again, the listing actually said that the box came in good condition. So I was under the impression that these were going to come with a box. I still want to be able to show you guys the shoes, so that's why we're doing the review with no box. But listen, people have trashed me enough, people have trolled me enough that I'm going to do everything in my power not to show any more sneakers with no box, especially early sneakers, on this channel if we can avoid it. But this time, it was out of my hands, guys. There really wasn't anything I could do about it. But with all that said, hopefully that clears that up. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down below and let me know what you guys think of the women's Air Jordan 1 Starfish. Due to drop, I believe sometime in September, but I could be wrong. You guys let me know what day these are supposed to drop, because as we all know, release dates are literally all over the place. But sound off down below. Let me know what you guys think about these. Are these a must cop? Ladies, are these ones that y'all are trying to get your hands on, or are these a hard pass for you? Sound off down below. Let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family, to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat with the box on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, dialoguing with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the women's Air Jordan 1 Starfish, and until next time, I'm out.